Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Do you want to go camping and you're not sure what all you need? Well, whether you're a first timer or you've gone many times, it's always a great idea to review the must-have camping gear that you need if you're heading out. The first thing you need to have is water. Even if you're heading out just hiking for the day, always make sure you're taking enough water. You can take 1-gallon containers, you can buy a 5-gallon jug that holds more water, and know how you're going to fill it up and get more depending on how long you're there. You need to plan on at least 1 gallon of water per person per day. Next, you need to plan for food. Make it simple. Hot dogs, hamburgers, meals that like Mountain House meals that you just add water, open a few cans and heat them up. Then you also need to figure out how you're going to cook them. You might want a little camp stove. You need a couple of dishes and maybe a pot to warm things up. One of my favorite items of all is Reynolds foil wrappers. They're single sheet. They're the right size. You pull them out, load them up. It's simple to make foil packets in the fire pit or a campfire, and your meal is cooking while you're enjoying yourself. And then there's no cleanup. Well, I like these because they're already single sheets. They're already the right size. They're heavy duty and they work great. If you're going to use a camp stove or a campfire, you need to have some strike anywhere matches and some kind of fire starter. Instant fire is great. You just sprinkle it out and the stuff lights no matter what the weather. I've had great luck with this, and so it's something that I always like to have with me when I head into the out of doors. Bring a dish pan, put a few dishes in it. It can hold all your pots, pans, dishes together. Bring some silverware. Then with a little bit of soap, you can wash and rinse everything in your dish pan. If you don't want to mess with washing dishes, bring some paper products. Just make sure you dispose of them properly. The dish pan is great because you can put all of your food components together, including a small stove, pans, your dishes, your foil wrap, and the way to light it all can fit in one component. It's all together and then nothing becomes lost on your way to or while you're at camp. Outdoors just means trouble. Make sure you bring a first aid kit and be ready with Band-Aids, gauze, ointments, and burn cream. Make sure to include bug spray and sunscreen anytime you head outdoors. Then you're going to be out overnight. You need some kind of a light. Look for small flashlights, maybe a headlamp. You can pick these up super cheap at Walmart or the Dollar Tree or get better high quality ones. One tip that I've been doing lately is I buy the inexpensive solar outdoor lights, and you can set them next to like where the tent stakes are or where the front door of your tent is, and then you just leave them there. And then during the day they charge up, and at night you can easily see the trip hazards and find your way to your tent, whether you're coming back from the bathroom or a midnight stroll. Always bring an extra layer of warm clothes. Even if it's a hot summer day, as soon as the sun goes down, it gets cold wherever you're camping. You need to bring a jacket, some warm socks, maybe a fleece or a sweatshirt, and even a hat. And be prepared in case it rains. You might want to make sure you have a waterproof layer or a plastic bag to make your own poncho. Next, you need a sleeping bag. Pay attention to how cold it gets at night where you're going and get a sleeping bag that's suitably rated for where you're going. You may think it's warm in a cabin, and then you can use a simple 50-degree sleeping bag, but if you're going to be sleeping outside and it gets down to 20 degrees, or you're in the winter and it's 0, you need to pay attention to the rating of your sleeping bag and buy one that's appropriate to the temperature that you may be sleeping in. Another option, if you have a lightweight sleeping bag, purchase a liner to help warm it up or make one out of a fleece sheet. If comfort is an issue, bring a pad to lay under your sleeping bag. Not essential, but nice to have, is a tarp. You can set it up, make a shelter out of it, whether you're sheltering yourself from the rain or the sun. And a tent. Not everyone needs a tent when they go camping, but it's certainly nice to have. And if you don't have a tent, that doesn't mean you can't go camping. Sleeping under the stars can be a lot of fun. Make sure you bring your bug spray and make sure you actually use it. I've learned that the hard way. Then bring a nice big supply of plastic bags. Nice big black ones are nice for making tarps, ponchos, shelters, all kinds of things. And make sure you pick up your trash and leave everything clean and better than you found it when you got there. There's nothing worse than arriving at a campground and the people before you have left garbage behind and disrespected anyone else who's coming later. They're taking away what's the beauty of the out of doors is the beauty of being in nature. So make sure wherever you go, leave it cleaner than you found it, leave no trace, and if someone left a trace before you, do a good deed and clean it up so that everyone can enjoy the out of doors when they come there. Make sure you bring at the very least a toothbrush, maybe a bar of soap, and toilet paper. My tip to you is keep it in a Ziploc bag and everybody gets their own roll. There's nothing like portioning out your own roll to make sure you don't waste it and then there's none left for everybody else. Gather up these must-have camping items, keep them together, then all you need to do is load them up, add food and water, and you're ready for your next adventure. Always tell someone where you're going and when you expect to return, so that in case of an emergency, they know when and where to look for you. Being outdoors is one of my most favorite things ever, and I hope that you find that you enjoy your time in the out of doors too. Learn more at alaskagranny.com. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.